Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday connection. And obviously, for those of us who joining us every week, connecting every week, we know that we're usually looking into what's available cosmically. And the beautiful opportunity that comes to us in this week, obviously tomorrow night, we enter into what we call the new moon of the month of Cancer, right? And some people mistakenly, just because of lack of understanding and information, they think Kabbalah is or astrology, is it's a nice, I don't know. I don't even know what people think about it because it sounds like, what's the connection? Right? What do I need to understand astrology? We don't. But we do need to understand that our planet, our world, is influenced like we influenced by the sun, right? We know every single day the sun and the moon influence everything that's going on here. Every single day, every single moment of the day, the world is influenced by what we know for sure, right? The sunlight, the moon, and so forth. There are many more influences that if one know how to harness that energy, he makes his life not about easier but much greater than what it is. Because we never meant to be controlled by any sign of a zodiac. We never meant to be controlled by any planet. If it's a Saturn, if it's a Pluto, if it's whatever it is, sun, moon, right? This month, represented by the Levana, which is the moon, controlled by the moon, and the sign that is being projected in the sky, right, outer space. You can see it's a shape of a Cancer, which is the crab, represented by the crab. So everybody who knows, study a little bit, right, understand that that's the reason they gave it that name, because that's what appear in with the stars. So obviously one can say it's coincident, or it's someone's mind created and all of that. Yeah, we can. But this is a language that was agreed since the moment Abraham, the patriarch, wrote in his book, in his documents, the Book of Formation. In the Book of Formation, it's not even a book, it's 1,700 words that are codes, right? That not many people understand them, right? That each word there and each concept there, it's an ocean of information. Now we know that Abraham gave us the information so we will learn how to take control over the influence of the cosmos. So if now the moon will influence us more, or if now the sign of Cancer influences more, it's not about, many people, I know people like that astrology, or I think they your daily horoscope, whatever they call it. If you this, that's what it is. If you that, that's what's gonna happen. That's not from a Kabbalistic point of view, from our deeper connection. It's we understand that in that particular month, we all become Cancerian. We all can be influenced by the negative or positive side of that particular month. That's what's important. And like each one of us, needs to awaken a desire to take control over that influence of the zodiac that comes every month. By how? Consciousness. Once I know what's available, once I know what has been projected to this world. For example, today everybody knows if you're in New York, and you need to go for a walk, you take an umbrella. Why? You check the weather. The weather says chances are in your area seems like there might be rain. So if you go out and it's rain, you're not surprised. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know. No, you have an app, it's all clear. You can protect yourself. Back then we didn't know. It was only for the 1 or 2 people who know the weather or could predict a hurricane or different earthquake. Today, every app, every phone can do it. Same thing spiritually. Before the wisdom was available for us, many people connected to it in a very shallow, superficial way. What we want to bring is every week, and we're sharing here in the classes, in the videos, with YouTube, or wherever you listen to it. Wisdom, information, knowledge that's available for us from the moment of creation to help us harness everything that has been given to us for free in this world. For free every single year, every single month, every single week, and every single day. So now we're talking about the month of Cancer. Now we understand why it says, what does the word Cancer mean? It's called in Hebrew, it's called Sartan. Sartan is cancer. Some people know, I mean again, for those of you who study for a while, know that it's actually almost it's kind of like a joke, because there's cancer represented by that animal of crab. So let's understand why it's so related, why it's so connected. Now, we know that in this month, right? In this month, it's called, this month is poor. This month, the next month, you know, the month of Cancer, the month of Leo, is poor. They call it poor. Why is poor? Because poor from light, poor from energy? Absolutely not. It's poor in its protection on us. Why? Because when there is a tremendous, like for example, you know, when you go out to the sun, even those of you who went yesterday or last week, you know, to the beach, right? Around 12 or 1 o'clock. Is there something wrong in the beach at 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock? Nothing wrong, it's great. But you have to understand, your body, your physical body cannot handle the amount of sunlight that is, you know, the strength of the sun at that particular time. Therefore, you can go, but you need more protection, more layers of protection. Nothing is wrong with your body. Nothing is wrong with the sun. Nothing is wrong in the beach. Nothing is wrong. Everything is good. It's just a combination. Without protection, it can be very harmful. This month, it's the same idea. There's a tremendous light and energy and revelation pouring to this world. Especially because it's ruled by the Levana, by the moon, this month, right? Every month has its own unique planet. The Cancer, it's the sign of the zodiac. The moon is the controlled planet. And the moon is the closest to Earth. So they have the most influence on humans. So now, we understand that, for example, if someone goes out to go to the beach and staring at the sun, it's the same idea. He's experiencing what? Darkness. The sunlight is no longer light for them, it's darkness. So for one person it's light, for one person can be darkness. For one person who have sunglasses, he feels like, wow, it's so great. It's so bright and beautiful. But the person without the protection, call it filters or glasses, sunglasses, for them it's considered to be darkness. Wow, I can't even look. What's wrong with each one of them? Nothing. Nothing is wrong. And therefore, many of us translating an experience in this world as bad, as good, as negative, as positive. My friend, we know even the sign of Cancer. The element that controls that sign, we know it's water. Water represents emotions, right? Water is emotions. Now we know when someone, what does it mean when someone feels overwhelmed? I'm overwhelmed. What does it mean? Overflow of emotion seems like a negative experience. Take water. Water, is there any harm in water? Absolutely not. Water is life. It's beauty. It's great. But when water comes in a flood, the water are not negative all of a sudden because the water stay positive. What happened? The amount that the individual can harness is almost impossible when it's in a flood, when it's in a stream like that. So the person experienced that as bad, as negative. But the water didn't change. The light that is available in this month, it's not changed. It's tremendous. It's just being used in the wrong vessel. Meaning, if I don't build the right mechanism, the right vessel to draw that light, like you going to the beach without protection, it might harm you. But the sunlight is not bad. Your skin is not bad. It's just, it doesn't fit. That vessel cannot handle the amount of pressure that comes from the sun. Same thing with water, same thing with anything. Any experience that you had in life that you think, this is bad. That is, how can you say that thing that that person killed or that person took, how you can say it's positive? Obviously, there's a different argument here, or different consciousness that needs to be available for all of us who actually have questions like that. But it's not related to what we're speaking about. But definitely, a person comes to a place that he needs to, God forbid, kill somebody or hurt somebody, is because for them the whole experience was so bad they could not handle it. And that's the only way they think they can protect themselves. That's the only way they think it's going to be the outcome of the situation. They didn't see anything else possible. Obviously, in this month, every month we have its own gift. This particular month, as we learn, again, we also spoke about emotions, right, which is water. Spoke about the water can be very deadly, but the water can be life. You take even the crab, the Cancer, the crab, which is represented by the sign of the zodiac, Cancer. Outside, they have a shield. Very strong shield. You lift them like that, But if you open that, inside it's so soft. Like emotion, it's very soft inside. It's only the outside. So also, some of us who are even Cancer sign, but all of us can be influenced by that. Become Cancerian. Very emotional, but very guarded. This month, you do the opposite. You don't guard, meaning your inner, what's going on inside, exposed. This month telling you guard, protect. No, the light that's available in this month allow me to express myself, again, not in overwhelming way, not in too emotional right, or too dramatic. That is too much emotion. What is drama? Too much emotion, right? Can be translated as negative. If someone comes to you and says, oh, this and that happened, dramatic, right? You by yourself repel. You repel. It's like, wait, I don't want to get involved in this drama, right? Why? It sounds negative. Because overwhelming emotion into the individual, it also comes out wrong and negative to that particular individual. So obviously we need to be in alignment with this to understand that the guards are not protecting me but preventing from the light to enter and to show me the truth. Right? So that's in this month. Another thing it says that Abraham the patriarch established that every month have its own unique physical organ in the body. So that particular month, we know that the sight. This month is represented by sight, re'iyah, to see. Most of us don't even know that our vision is very limited. What we see in our eyes, even if you go scientifically, and please don't believe me, you can check it, is a fraction of what it is. They tell you if you look at this table, right, any physical object in front of you, it's all energy and maybe a fraction of physicality. And they tell you it's all moving. They tell you many things, but our eyes don't see. We lost the ability to see also the truth. Right? So what we want, again, this understanding to give us. If you remember last week, if you don't remember, you can go back to the recording last week. We spoke about that Moses was sending spies to the land of Israel to tour the land. We spoke about it. They went there and they saw horrors. And they came back and gave a very bad report in the month of Leo. Where did they go? In the new moon of the month of Cancer. That's when they went to the land of Israel. And that month is what is power? The power to see. What to see? What? To see the light in everywhere. To see the beauty in everything. The Creator gives us, in creation of the world, 1 month to infuse our sight in ability to see beyond limitation, beyond the separation. That's what we need to see. Many people see what's wrong, where not. How do I do less? Many people see the bad about people. And then what happened? When you start seeing the bad in others, when you start seeing how bad this world is, the world is bad to you. It's simply, we all lost the ability to see beyond, to see deeper, to see in between the words, to see exactly to see who is in front of us. Not for the sake of I see you because I need something from you. These people, we spoke about the spy, falling into seeing the bad, meaning they had an opportunity to ignite that month for all of us and for themselves as well. And this is what we want to connect. This month, we have a test. Every month, right? This month, the test in this month is when you're about to see something, what do you want to see? That's what they will show you. Very important to remember that idea, because you have to understand there is also another secret here. It's for those of us who don't understand the depth of it yet. Every month it has its own unique character of a verse that hinted the code of this month. In this month, right, that idea of what we call the code that we can learn from this month is completely the opposite. For example, the same thing in your eyes. when, like for example, if you drove, God forbid, but if you drove an ambulance riding behind you, right? How do they write the name on the ambulance? Completely the opposite. So if you look in the mirror, you will see it like exactly what it is, and you're not going to get confused. Again, part of it. We know even when you look in your eyes are right here in the back. Give you complete different sight of what it is that you see out there. So now we understand that whatever you see in your eyes is completely the opposite. And especially if you get used to seeing the bad, even when you're looking at good, you're gonna attach yourself to the bad. As I said before, this month have tremendous amount of light. But for some people, it will sound like a darkness. Like one of the Kabbalists always give the example, the argument between a bat and a rooster. Right? The bat tell the rooster, what are you doing? What are you doing 5 o'clock in the morning? Are you crazy? Soon the sun comes. It's terrible. And the rooster tell the bat, what are you talking about? The night, we can't see anything. It's the dark, is negative, right? Go convince each other, right? So you want to make sure, I don't know who you are, the bat or the rooster, right? It's up to you. Now again, we have to remind ourselves that what we see in our eyes is what I want to see. I want to see something. It will show to you. Eventually it will show to you. But maybe it's not the right thing that you need to look for. What do we learn? How do we're using this gift in this month? It says that the combination of the month, the secrets of the month, it's reside within another verse. It says, Ze eneno shaveli. That combination comes from, I don't know, again, I don't want to, for those of you who understand, it's great. It's energy of Purim, which was a story about Haman, that wanted to destroy the whole nation. And we know that it's a code name for our selfishness. Each one of us needs to understand that this month, each one of us needs to awaken a desire to a degree that you haven't yet discovered up until today. I want, but in an extreme way. This is what needs to be awakened. That nobody in this world have the same desire to receive as you, as great as a desire to receive. I want a greater one. Listen to this. Most of us working and operating in a very small, like we spoke last week and the week before, about the godly desire and the human desire. Most of us in the human level desire very small. Our human desire need to grow to tremendous desire. Tremendous, unbelievable desire to receive. This month. Why? Because at the same time, equal to your desire to receive, you want to be disconnected from the desire to receive for myself alone. That's how simple it is. I want to receive tremendously more than what I can imagine, and I want tremendously to remove, to disconnect myself from the selfish desire. Nothing for me. Nothing for me. Why? Because obviously we learn as well, look at the again, you can call it coincidence, you can call it whatever, it's exact. You know the crab have those claws, right? So when he hooked on something, it's actually deadly for them because sometimes they get hooked on that and they being picked. They can't even open it. They close those like a dog that locked his jaw, right? So it can be deadly for them because they lock them and they take them away, right? This month, the ability to let go is way more important than any other time of the year. What do you mean letting go? Make sure that you don't lock or fixated on what I want, on what about me. You get locked. You get your claws locked. And then you get locked into something very small. And you're missing out. All the greatness is available for you this month. So we need to practice the idea of letting go to the good and to the bad. Because, why? Do I want to let go of the good? Yes, because there was a greater good when it comes to you. But if I'm holding on this, look, I'm holding on that, I have that. Let go of that, I'm going to give you that. Right? You don't let go of that, I can't give you. But even if it's bad, people are holding on something bad because they're afraid, oh, at least, it's the devil you know. All kind of stories like that. So the energy of the crab, the energy of cancer, that's why even the physical, God forbid, the disease, the cancer disease, the same idea. Is a complete vessel or a complete cell, right? Who operates selfishly and start grabbing everybody, all the selfish cells, and make it like a cancer, right? Because everybody born with cancer, everybody have those cells. The question is, who will activate them, God forbid, or not? This month, when you fixate on something, when you hooked on something, what it does, you're holding on something so, quote unquote, it's negative. Because there's so much more that comes this month, and if you're holding on something small, it cannot funnel back. Like I said, the water can be a flood. Right? Let's say, for example, in the light bulb. Right? The light bulb, I put electricity, there's 110 watts. But the light bulb is only 5 watts. The light bulb says, listen, Con Edison, I don't want the 1,000 watts. Give me just 5. He says, listen, I'm going to give you everything. It's up to you, whatever you can funnel, no problem. But if too much, it burned out. It can burst the light bulb, right? So obviously there's an understanding here that we need to awaken. There's a tremendous amount of light and energy funneled to this world. Each one of us, wants to awaken a greater desire. Nothing in this world can compare to how much I want. Show me, I want more than that. That your desire to receive what you want was not awakened yesterday or ever in your life before like that. But at the same time, you want to let go, practice the let go of the me attached to the desire to receive. Why? Because there's a greater and greater fulfillment wants to come. This month, we're all going to be fixated on something and grab on a little bit and won't be able to let go even if it's bad for us. Or even if it's good for us. No, I prefer to have that, better to have that than losing everything. No, this month there's so much more want to come. If you look at even at the cancer, the crab, how is the crab walking? Sideways. Meaning this month it might be affecting us not to be straight and direct with people, with what we want. Answer clearly and truthfully, as opposed to lie, move aside, run away, escape. Not this month. This month, stand still. Be direct. Be clear. If the answer is uncomfortable and is the truth, say it. If it's a lie, don't connect to it. Don't go sideways. Straight, direct, go to the point. This man can give you a lot of support doing that. That's why many people, Cancer, get closed right away and escape, right? Or close and not really open to others, right? Can be very close people not opening up and also they hurt others because they close, because they're afraid, right? So obviously, also if you take it might be that they hovering on a lot of stuff, right? Claws, holding in, hovering in, keeping in. That's not this month. This is what the nature of Cancer, not Cancer, just Cancer side, a lot of people, but we know that, God forbid, the disease is when people keep it in and hold it in and on a grudge. Even we know Sartan, the word Sartan, Cancer, is Sartan, to remove grudges. That's the word, Cancer. Can you imagine? Nothing is a mistake. It's all directed if we understand this month, the gift. And also, in this week's energy, we spoke about it, that's available in this week's portion, we learn that it says that they took a red heifer, has to find a red cow, red, completely red, nothing damaged, no one touches her, no hair fell from her, and everything is red. And then they burn it. And then they put it in an oak tree, right? A piece of a tree, the oak tree, and they take a little weeds from the floor, right? Those weeds who grow everywhere, right? And a worm, and they throw it to the fire, and it's all burned out, and those herbs and those weeds or whatever it is supposedly cleanse the individual that was connected to impurity. Let's understand, and again, it's appeared this week, we can have that energy as well used for our advantage. It's all codes, right? Para Aduma, which is a red heifer, we know it's a code for mafre. Sustain and we know red, every color has its own unique characteristic. So if you want to attract attention, you wear red, right? Everybody knows that. And everybody tells you yellow, it's a happy color, this white is for that, well, all kind of stuff. But we know red, even from a Kabbalistic point of view, is what we call the desire to receive, right? So this idea that they burn it, every interaction that I had with the desire to receive for myself alone, with my selfishness, needs to be burned out. Why? Because it cannot be used as a vessel, as a conduit for greatness or to influence. It's like a selfish person doesn't really want to share with anybody. Right? You know that. So we know that throughout our interaction with selfishness, okay, with ego, with honor and respect and all of that we're looking for, eventually that is something that's been used against us and we need to burn it. What do you mean burning? When you burn something and you turn it into ashes, it means ashes, nothing grow from there. Okay? So that's the idea, that nothing will grow from them. So why the piece of an oak tree? Because the tree, that big giant tree, represents the ego. Okay? And the weeds, the little herbs that grow everywhere on the farm, you take it to represent humility, humble, anava, humble, right? And the worm represent the idea of to'elet. Tolat is the idea of warm, and the letters there is to'elet, which is benefit. Is to remind us that from ego, from selfishness, no benefit comes up. It's only determined to be burned in fire and nothing else. Right? That's the idea. Burning fire is the idea to completely bring myself to the level that I see myself as warm. Even though I do great things in the world, but I'm just tiny like a worm. Right? So not to allow the ego to expand. This week, have that gift of purification of our ego, of our selfishness, of all this victim mentality, right? All this emotional baggage that we carry. We have to burn it away. Because even if a person trying to hold on some pleasures, some benefits, the amount of pleasure we can take in this world is so limited. When we think that will give me pleasure, I want that pleasure, it's so small, it's so limited. If we don't be able to let it go, it won't expand and grow. Next thing is, the last thing is, I want to share with you a little bit more, but it's a consciousness we need to achieve. And it's a very famous story that we know, that Moses was in the desert and the Israelites wanted water and they didn't have water. So God told him, talk to the rock. And Moses took the staff and hit the rock and water came out and everybody was happy. And because of that, supposedly he couldn't get to the land of Israel. Again, we can argue on that in different times, but the one consciousness we want to connect is the whole idea that in this world, we still need an action. Moses saw that everybody wasn't ready, that he is like a magician, right? He speaks and water comes from the water, from the rock. So the idea of healing is the idea of action. One of the things that is important to remind us, and we learn that action without consciousness doesn't work. Consciousness can influence a lot. If we all, as humanity, still not ready, you will have to take many, many actions. But we need to awaken ourselves to get to a place when we don't need the action. We just need to be in the right consciousness and everything is rearranged in our life. This is part of the gift that comes to us this week. Hopefully we can continue and share this wisdom with everyone. And I know we want to make it as condensed, as strong as we can, to have a powerful week, a powerful month, and obviously using and harnessing all the energy that's available for the sake of making ourselves greater and greater and better and improved individual. Thank you so much. Please share it with whoever you can.